We've already seen 2 destructive tornadoes in the northern U.S. this spring, and that's unusual.
The one in Michigan, I think, is record-breaking as far as the strength of the tornado this early and the number of fatalities this early. They are kind of out of season.
There's not a lot of correlation between where and when early spring storms pop up and the ensuing storm season.
If you get an early tornado or 2 or 3 in the U.S., and that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to get that moving into Canada later, that extra activity that we're seeing.
So the question then becomes, is there a correlation between an active U.S. season and an active Canadian one?
I've looked at this before and looked at our big tornado years in Canada and the big tornadoes in the years in the U.S., and do they line up at all? And it didn't seem to match.
Thanks to large-scale events like the El Nino-La Nina pattern, we can get a bit of a hint as to what's coming.
These kind of global weather patterns really do set up where the ingredients are going to land for things like tornadoes. And this year it's much further north, much earlier in the year than is typical.
To make things a bit more interesting for southern Ontario, if we didn't have the giant cold lakes surrounding us, springtime for us might be a little bit more like Oklahoma's tornado season.
If we didn't have the lakes protecting us, we might be part of that activity, and we'd see that early. But then the pattern changes, right? The pattern changes through the year. Sometimes it's active early, and in the U.S., May and June, it's not as active. So it's whenever the pattern, the ingredients are there, that it's active. And if we just happen to be inside of those ingredients, then we get the activity. If lakes are protecting us, then we miss.
Even if it's a quiet thunderstorm season this summer, it only takes one storm hitting a populated region to cause havoc.